Hi everyone. Hi, I'm Jasline here. Okay, good evening to everyone. And today we have this very special topic, okay, which is what are the 5 tips, okay, that we can actually learn, okay, that we can help our child to thrive, okay. So I'm going to go through some slides with you, and I want you to actually help me to like and share, and also to share with other groups of people, okay. Yeah, I will show the slides right now. Okay. Okay, next one. Okay, so today we have Katrina. Okay, she is the career change maker, right? And I really hope and I'm very happy that she's here with us to spend her time to give her valuable experience on her what is her views about recruitment, as well as how we parents can actually help our children to thrive in a new economy where there's so much challenges and so much of changes that could be happening, right? So I really hope that that you can leave please share to this live with your friends that need this, okay? And please give your hearts and all your likes, okay, throughout this Facebook live, so to give us more real encouragement. All right, okay. So let's go to another slide, which is about me, okay? So I'm the Jasline. I'm the technical parenting strategist who gives valuable tips to you parents out there who wants to make a difference, right? Knowing your child's strengths and weaknesses so that you can unleash the potential, right? So I really hope that you can follow my page. Okay, you just go to Jasline Loves in my Facebook page, and then you can get valuable information from there. All right. So have you tried to share this live with your friends already? Yeah, I hope you have done that. Okay. Yeah. And Katerina also has a very good YouTube channel, and I hope that you can go and subscribe to her YouTube video so you can know about careers, what are the things that she can teach over there for you, right? Okay, for me, I do have my YouTube channel as well. So you go and type Jasline Loves, and I have at least about 50 to 60 videos over there about parenting. So I hope that you can also subscribe to my video and please on the notification so you know that you'll be having the new videos. Okay, so give all your hearts and all your likes in this page right now, okay? And how to raise happy, amazing children. Okay, this is my course. Okay, and I do have a course that I teach parenting. I teach children. I teach parents to be able to parent happily for their children and get results. Okay, and I've actually a lot of free giveaways. Okay, on my discounts as well as which is my platform that actually helping me in giving you the free discount. All right, and I hope you can stay all the way to the end so that you can enjoy this. I'll put this slide again at the end of it. Okay, so we are all very excited, right? So can you give me your hearts and your shares right now? Okay, so I'm going to bring to you this wonderful lady, Katrina. Okay, Katrina. Okay, so I'm going to give you a cute, very, very short introduction of Katrina. Okay, she's actually a 7-figure career change maker, and she's actually a Singaporean, but she has been living in Hong Kong for 18 years. Okay, and she's of course a parent herself, and she has 15 years of recruitment experience and helping over 500 professionals to have actually jobs across different kinds of industries. Okay, and she actually now is having her own firm, okay, doing recruitment, and she has a lot of achievements, right? So we're really very thankful that she's here with us to give her valuable time and tips to us parents here. Okay, she's actually awarded 5 times top recruiter, okay, for 2006, 2007, 2008, 2009, and 2013, and she's also a neuro linguistic programming practitioner, okay, and is awarded by the American Board of NLP. Okay, she's also a certified ICF, which is International Coaching Federation transformation coach, and she has been working in Hong Kong, and she's recently been awarded this year, okay, in the Hong Kong Living magazine as a top 50 influencers under the business category for coaches. Okay, so I'm so happy for her and congratulations to her. And of course, she's here to give her valuable tips on her ideas about how we can help our children to thrive in a new economy. So let's welcome Katerina. Hello, Katerina.
Hello, hi.
Hello.
Wow, that's
Welcome,
a very nice
welcome.
introduction. Thank you so much. Thanks so much for inviting me to your community, and hopefully I can share some stuff, for everyone and all the parents here. So just to add on, I have been in coaching for 2.5 years right now, and I've been coaching a lot of professionals and even fresh graduates as well. Understanding how to pivot in their careers, what they can do to improve in even their interviewing techniques. What are the jobs that they can look for, or what are the things that they could do?
Wow.
So hopefully these 5 tips can actually help your kid, because I know most of the kids that under your community are all about 7 to 12 years old, is it?
Yes, that's right, around there. And for all parents out there who wants to have career tips, please go to her Facebook page and also her YouTube channel to get more tips from her. Okay, not only for your children, but you yourself as well. Okay, so please keep your likes and shares right now so that you give motivation to her, right? Okay.
Okay.
So,
thank you so much.
yes, can you give us a little bit about yourself as well? Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think I think you've already done a very detailed introduction of myself. So I've been in Hong Kong for a number of years already now, and still do miss Singapore. I haven't been able to go back because of COVID-19, and I've been in recruitment because I do enjoy recruitment because you get to interact with a lot of professionals. So what I do is I actually really hire a lot of middle to senior level professionals for my clients that is coming from banking, finance, legal, and MNCs. But 2017, I actually transitioned into a coach because I feel that there's a huge gap in the market whereby a lot of professionals actually do not know how to move up the corporate ladder faster, or they do not know what kind of job is suitable for them, or for whatever reasons, a lot of things are holding them back. So because I've talked to so many candidates, you can see what the A-list candidates that do very well and those who are still really struggling. So I feel that they need coaching to help them to thrive in this economy more so now, because I know a lot of people are also very, very worried. I also recently got a potential new assignment with a university to work with fresh graduates because they're all very lost. They are all from the law faculty, so they do not know whether what's going to happen next. And in Hong Kong we have this new law, so I think a lot of people who are studying law in Hong Kong are also quite worried as in that transition, right? So so there's a lot of changes that is actually happening right now in the market. So you need to be prepared. And as parents, I think you need to make sure that your kids are also prepared as well. So that the transition for them is smoother.
Correct. So I think the most important thing as a parenting strategist here, I think I want everyone to really listen to Katerina, because I think for the mindset of parents, sometimes we are a bit backward, in the ways that we think, as well as how we see our parents us. But things have changed. Okay, our economy has changed. Things have been challenging, especially now in the COVID-19, and it's always good to be upgraded with the skills as well as knowledge. Like what you're doing now is great because you're listening to us, and a professional here who has so much experience to tell us how we can prepare our children and not get worried, because preparation is better than you start worrying in future, right? And I think the mindset is important, tip number 1. And number 2 is be equipped with the knowledge. So not only for this kind of Facebook lives, I think all parents should be always be looking, at articles and internet, or be equipped with books or even newspapers every day, so they could be able to understand how the economy is going and what are the difficulties, and how they can also impart this kind of skills, to be more aware of current affairs, etc., to their children. That's what I believe in. Not only you want your children to do well in school, but to be able to know what the world is going, what is the direction they're going, and not live in our little tiny Singapore. So that's why I think we're so happy that we have somebody who so much experience and they actually can share with us simply. Okay, that's very important, and in a short time, because we are always very busy. But how do we capture so many things out there, but in such a short time? Yeah, okay, so let's go to your first tip, shall we?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the first skill I feel that actually is really important is really the art of selling and the art of influencing. So maybe people are like, what, but I don't think my kid wants to be, they want to be a salesperson. I think a lot of people have this conception or not, that thinking that sales is all about, you have to be a salesperson to be sales. But if you really look and think about it, every one of us are actually kind of like a salesperson because everything we do, we are selling something, right? So, for example, if you're working for a boss, you want to talk to your boss about a proposal. So you are kind of selling your idea to your boss, or if you are maybe talking to your friend, you sometimes could be selling an idea as well, or you could be talking to your colleagues, or you could be talking to investors. Even if you go for interviews, when you go for interviews, you're actually really selling yourself. I don't mean it's in selling, but selling your brand, selling who you are, and projecting, your potential to your new employer. But because I have been in recruitment for so many years, I actually see that a lot of people are lacking in that skill. How they project themselves out during interviews, how they talk to their bosses. Why is it that some people get promotions, others don't? Because it's actually the art of selling and the art of influencing. So when you're able to do that, and you know the strategies and the techniques, and you know how to do it skillfully, so you will notice that a lot of things that you do can actually transition very smoothly. For example, if you have watched Shark Tank, when they actually come up with an idea of their own product, they have to sell it to the investors, right?
Yes.
But some of them can do very well, some of them they can't because they do not know how to project the idea. So when you are able to do that, you will see that a lot of things will change for you, even as an adult or even as a kid. So some kids they are trained, right? They learn along the way. Some people could be inborn. Some people maybe they take a longer time to develop that skills. So it's good to get your kid exposed to this area because that's going to help them when they go into college or when they go into university. They are able to know how to even talk to their professors, maybe influence the professor in some way, to hear about what they have, the ideas. So you need to speak up. So the understanding the art of selling is really about, knowing how to brand yourself, knowing how to project an image that you want people to know about you. And that also always comes with confidence. So all this is actually very, very important.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it reminds me of, okay, when my child is in primary school, they have this little test called show and tell. Okay, means you're supposed to present your favorite toy or favorite fruits to your teacher. Okay, and I think there was something like that. Meaning that you need to have presentation skills as well as how you speak in front of the teachers and the friends. So I think this is a really good point. In real life, whether we are working, especially when we are dealing with bosses, how we project ourselves, as well as like interviews, right? If you don't present yourself well, you can't even get a job. So that's a very, very good point that you waited. And then please give her all the tips and all the
Thank you.
very good, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add on this point, art of selling?
I think for how you're going to help the kids on the art of selling is to really let them talk, because sometimes I think parents tend to don't, like maybe you interrupt them, or you need to let them talk, let them project their idea because maybe they have an idea they want to share, right? So you need to let them get involved and let them to speak out as well, because communication skills is very important. So that is where they are able to cultivate and build that confidence. Because maybe sometimes even the fresh grads nowadays, when they go for interviews, they can be a top A student, they can come from the best universities, but they still cannot get a job. So I actually coach a top student from a law faculty in UK. So her parents don't understand why. She's got good grades, she's very smart, she came from one of the most prestigious universities in UK, but she can't get into the magic circle in Hong Kong or even in UK. So, but she always gets the second tier and the third tier. And that is because after that, they wanted to find a coach, and that's where they found me, and then I worked with her. And I found out that for her, it's really the way she talks, how she presents herself. She didn't know how to sell herself, sell her brand, sell who she is, what she's capable of. So that's where we have to we have to do a lot of role play to help her to have that confidence. And then after that, after going through my program, then she went for the interview and she actually got into the magic circle.
Wow, that's so good. That's good news.
That's good news, right? So because I don't often actually coach fresh grads, so she was my very first one that actually opened the door for me. So that is also where I started to get in touch with a lot of fresh grads. I realized that a lot of them actually has this problem, and is that they don't have the confidence to speak up. So it's very, very important because it's going to be extremely competitive, the market.
Yes.
So you must know how to stand out. You must know how to build that. And it comes with training.
Yes.
It comes with conditioning. So not everybody is born that way, right? Not everybody is going to be confident once. But parents have to give them that that credibility, and then to give them that to let them know that, oh, you did a good job.
Praises them, yes, praising them.
Acknowledge it, and
Yes.
then they will feel more confident to speak out. Otherwise, they will start to kind of shy in, get very shy, and that's where even introverts can actually be a very good speaker. Nowadays a lot of introverts are speakers actually, right? So it's not a matter whether you're an extrovert or you're an introvert. I think that's beside the point. The point is, at the end of the day, everything can be trained.
Okay, understand. So as parents, we have the duty to, if you feel that a child is not able to speak up properly, we should really help them along the way in small steps. Yes. Or yes, and also like I told you, we have this show and tell in primary school. I think I was a very involved parent, so I would, like I feel that my child is not doing a very good job. So we'll go through the scripts together. We will practice together so that the involvement is important, and when they are young, so that they have the confidence. And then when they say that they have 8 upon 10, right? Let's say, I mean, it will really boost their confidence to actually speak up more in front of the teachers and not be afraid. So I think that's a very good point. Should we go to the next point?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Number 2. Yeah.
Right. So number 2 is cognitive flexibility. So when we talk about cognitive flexibility, of course, we're talking about all the senses, right? So basically, we're talking about the kids being adaptable, able to adapt to changes, being flexible. Because right now is really about being adaptable and flexible. And I'm sure you as parents, you're probably some people could be stay-home moms, could be working moms, could be or dads. But you know that you can also feel it right now. There's a lot of changes, and not every one of us were able to adapt so quickly. Some people still couldn't adapt to it, but it's very important that we are able to build that element in us, because it's going to, after this year, you're going to see things going to change very, very rapidly. A lot of things are going to move so quickly. It's like if you blink an eye, you're like, new technology again. So it is important that the kids are aware of that as well. So because parents kind of emulate their parents, right? I mean, sorry, kids were kind of like so if parents are able to kind of like get involved as well and show them like, we need to be flexible, and how we can be flexible. For example, let's say, maybe you're supposed to go on a trip, and then suddenly there's some change in plans. And then maybe you start to throw a temper, and then you're not happy about it, right? So kids will also start to think like, oh yeah, they also will be not happy about it. But if you could change the scenario, like you can change something like, oh, it's okay, we can still do maybe a staycation, or we can do something at home that's fun. Because when you are able to adapt, the kids will also be able to adapt as well. Right? I think I saw on the video on Facebook, one of the parents, what they did was they actually, I think you have a lockdown in Singapore, right, for 1 month, right?
Yes.
So I actually saw some parents, what they did was they did a lot of role play with their kids. They actually changed their whole house. Like, they have a fine dining. The kids were actually like, taking orders, and then the mother was cooking, and then they do that. So that whole setting is actually helping. It's a bit of role playing, but it's also helping the kids to be adaptable, to be flexible, even in situations like that. Yeah. So because in today's world, and with all these changes, this will be a very important element, because if you are not able to adapt, you are going to feel you don't feel good about it, right? And then you're going to feel very miserable about things. And then you're also going to start to feel like you won't be as productive. So you need to know how to help the kids to, like, for example, if they face a problem, you can show them ways whereby they can solve it. And there's not only one way to solve a problem. There's actually a different ways how you can solve a problem. So when you can show them that, it helps them to think. Or you can ask them questions like, oh, how do you think we should go about solving this? Or what would you think about it? You can talk to them like an adult, actually. So because when I study transformational coaching, it's a lot about asking intelligent questions. So when I do with adults, a lot of times they have a lot of aha moments, and kids will be the same as well. So when you start to ask them questions, and you ask them, they will feel very like, oh, my mom is respecting, or my dad is respecting me. They ask me questions, so you let them answer. Right? So because from that answer, it's also helping them to build a bit of critical thinking as well.
Okay.
And
So
help them to build their independence.
Yes. So I think the point about flexibility is also when we project as parents, how we how we are calm as well, when we deal with situations, and how we can be creative as well. When that it could be like different, like I say, different ways of solving the same issue, like how we handle situations. So embracing changes as well, like we not complain when something unexpected came up, but we do it positively with the right attitude, and we go through the changes with our children. I think that's how they will perceive you as also a parent that is willing to be flexible and then able to find out other solutions. And I think that's really important point. So can we give all the hearts to her again, Katrina, for giving such a good point? Because
Is that hard? I don't see any heart.
really, yeah. Okay, so please give her all the hearts already. Okay, and I really feel that it's a point I say as parents as well as important that how we portray to our children. So the better we are in our actions, I think they will definitely catch a little. Yeah. Okay, right. Okay, so let's go to another one. Okay, so the third tip.
Right, the third tip is collaboration. So when I say collaboration, right, of course, you probably first thing you think about is teamwork, right? Collaboration.
Yes.
Well, that of course is always important, right? Even for us, it's important with teamwork. But when I talk about collaboration, I actually mean a little bit different, because I might be wrong, but I'm usually quite correct. But what I see is that the economy is going to be shifting. Already, I see it in the recruitment industry. Is that there's going to be a lot of disruption with a lot of industries. How things are going to move, how things are going to evolve. Even in the recruiters, for us as recruiters, I already see that there's going to be a lot of changes in that respect as well. So when I say collaboration, I actually mean that there is a possibility that your daughter and son may not be going into an MNC in future, right? Because if you are aware, you can see that even MNCs right now are struggling. Some of them, even the big ones, some of them are declaring bankruptcies. But of course, there are always going to be some that's still going to be existing. But you need to also understand that a lot of them are streamlining their processes and the jobs. So which means what can be done through humans, now they are not going to be, they're using a lot of AI and technologies. So I see that a lot with my clients as well already. So let's, for example, I do a lot of HR. So maybe before that, they hire maybe one big company, you have 20 HR doing different things, right? But now they're starting to cut. So they're going to have a lot lesser HR people, but they will rely a lot on automation. And so that is definitely a change that you're going to see. So there is probably a possibility that companies may not even be hiring as many salaried staff, employees, but they may be probably hiring people at project basis or freelance basis. So I would think that what I would see is that probably you're going to see more, maybe in the next generation, is that there's going to be a lot more freelancers, maybe projects, they're doing more projects, or maybe they're even self-employed. Yeah, so rather than everybody is going to be working for a company. That could be another 10 years down, because then we could probably see a lot of changes on that. And so like another one I really work, because I have worked on this project whereby I had this client who are hiring all their staff, which is virtual. They're basically hiring a virtual team. So what I mean a virtual team is you could be from Hong Kong, or you could be in Philippines, or you could be in UK, but they're all coming together as one. So this is what I call collaboration, right? So everybody is specialized in their skill, but they collaborate together and make a project work. So if you look into a lot of companies right now, a lot of those like Twitter, Pinterest, all these tech companies, a lot of them don't have a lot of staff, but they are a billion-dollar company, okay? So why is that so? Because they are relying a lot on the technology and automation. So you can see that there's a lot of stuff that is actually, they don't really need so many people. Then what's going to happen to everyone who is, what are we going to do, right? So that is, we have to know how to pivot. So I would think that a lot of after those kids, when they graduate, they could be looking at jobs whereby they become their own boss, they do projects, or they actually work as a freelancer. Yeah.
All right.
So collaboration will be also, building your network. So I think your kids need to know how to build network as well. Don't always stick to the same friends. They need to have more friends. Have know different people, because that also helps them when they do collaboration. Because you will be meeting a lot of different people.
Okay, this brings me a point about how parents can actually encourage your children to mix with people from different diversity backgrounds, because that's what I feel, when in Singapore we have different races as well. So I think like what you say, we should encourage them to make friends with other races, as well as whether they are from different background, different interests, because children like to tend to stick to people that they only the same clique. So I think it's good that you bring up a point that as parents we can actually encourage them, like, or having why are you like only sticking to your football team, what about the rest of your, or why you only mix with boys and not the girls. So I think we as parents, we actually can have a little bit influence, about being choosing friends. Why don't we have more friends rather than choosing a special clique of friends. It's also good for bonding, for a lot of, like say, collaboration. So you never know which friends will be your teammates as well in the next round of projects.
Yeah,
So
you never know, right?
yes,
Your network is your network. That's very important. That is definitely
yes, correct. So if you only stick to these few people doing projects, then maybe the skill set will be different.
Yeah.
Maybe you could try with other people as well. So I find for children, they do have this issue that they like to stick with only these two, they're so familiar with, because then after that, then the skills are very fixed. So they do not have the benefits of getting a skill set from another group of people that could be maybe more artistic or more creative. And I think that that's very important.
Yeah,
Right?
because when you have many friends and different facets of friends, you learn different things from different people, right? So
Yes.
rather than when you stick to one friend and then your next 6-7 years always with that friend, then you really don't learn a lot of things as well. You're not
Ideas.
exposed to a lot of other things as well through other people, and how you have the human interaction. That's also going to be very important.
Yes, how we can break through, like let's say communication, how we can go through to another group of people, that's really actually to me is a very important skill. Yeah. Can. So actually have there's a lot of likes and hearts, don't worry. So
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think we're having a really good session here. And okay, let's go to the next point. Yeah. Okay. Next point. 4.
Wow.
Wow.
Social media and technology. Okay. My favorite topic.
Yes.
So social media and technology, I think this could be a bit controversial. Maybe I know some parents like are very cautious about putting your kid, getting them too much. Okay, yeah, you want them, yeah. So getting too much in touch with social media, right? Because there's so much danger out there, and you don't know who they're gonna meet and things like that. But if you look on the flip side, on the good side as well, is that social media is going to stay with us for many years to come. And I think with the kids now, it's going to be evolve even more. I mean, like for myself, right? I am not really a social media person either. And it's only like last year, this year, I really started to have my Facebook page, my YouTube and everything. And it was a steep learning curve, and it still is.
Yes, I agree. We're in this together.
I'm like, where should I click? Oh my God. So I think it's because, we are still trying to adapt ourselves, right? So it's the kids, of course, they learn very fast. But if you're going to pull back and don't let them get exposed to it, if you ask me, I don't think it's a very good thing, because everyone in school is going to be doing it and talking about it. And teachers might be teaching that. And then they'll be like, I don't even have any idea what they're talking about. So they kind of might feel a bit left out. So, but I feel that, of course, you have to make sure that when they are exposed to the social media platform like TikTok or Facebook, the parents have to be there as well. And you need to educate. You need to educate the children, like what they need to be careful about and what they need to beware about, so that they know. But when you are stopping them, sometimes they become very defensive as well. Then they don't want to share anything with you. That's even worse, because then as they grow up, they will start hiding things from you. So you want them to be your friend, right? You don't want them to be like you're just a parent. You want them to also they feel that they can trust you as well. So then you can show them, okay, hey, mommy is also on Facebook, So they're like, oh, how do you do it? So that's where the interaction comes in, right? Because you get them involved as well.
Yes, that's right. I think it's absolutely right in that, I think we are very good examples of being in social media, and we are having, at first it's really very tough, but I think it's also I've proved that I've gone through the difficulties, that my children have been seeing me, and they're pretty proud of me for what I've done so far, and I'm the first YouTuber as well, because I told you I'm a very sheltered parent. So I do not want them to be on social media, like Facebook so early. So I can understand. But when I actually like you as well, trying to learn, and I think our children will find that we are actually going through the times. We are not like backwards, and they will truly respect you for that. I feel that is my personal experience. So what do you think, Katrina? Do your daughters say anything?
Yeah. I mean, she has her own Facebook page that she's selling accessories now.
Oh, that's great.
She's so I think that's a good thing, right? Because you need to encourage them. Even at such a young age, they are doing that. And I think it's also very important that as parents that we are able to give them that assurance. Yeah, because you need to support them rather than pull them back. Like discourage them. Because the more you discourage them, and we're not explaining to them why, then they'll be like, why are you stopping me from doing something like every kid is doing, right? Yes. So you need to, you can actually give them a little bit of the, like little sweet here and there to show them what you can do with YouTube. Well, like, okay, let's say TikTok. I think Singapore still has TikTok, right? Hong Kong is banned now. But TikTok, you can see that some teenagers, they do a lot of TikTok, they do a lot of dance. The parents can join in as well. I've seen like mothers, mothers, they all join together and they make a TikTok together. And there's this young guy who's so good at TikTok. He has got so many viewers. He actually had so many companies approaching him to join them. Yeah, because he's very creative. So because all these things is actually really helping you to be very creative as well. The YouTuber that made the most money was that young little boy that was doing toys, right? You know that, right?
Yes. Do you want to show us the YouTube?
Oh, can I share screen? I can just show you one of my friend's daughter who started her YouTube channel at 8 years old.
Wow.
Let me see.
Yeah, just take your time. Yeah.
Okay, so this is, let me just show you whether I can show you.
So what's her channel?
Right, let me show you. Her channel is called Silver Moon.
Okay. Wow, she has more subscribers than me.
Silver Moon. Oh, okay. She started this when she was 8 years old, right? She had 480 videos. I was like, amazing. So you want to look at, maybe I just show you one of the things that she did. So all these things that she did all by herself. Her mom didn't teach her, right? So she actually just learned herself. She has her own community and Facebook fan club, okay?
Wow.
So she's very, very creative in that sense. So she just do everything and learn everything on herself on YouTube.
Power of YouTube.
One of the things I find most frustrating is when people come to my house and they ask me for my Wi-Fi password, and I give them my Wi-Fi password, and they use my Wi-Fi for a little while and be like, dude, the internet's damn slow, dude. Dude, which internet connection do you use? It's not my internet connection, it's damn good, dude. Like, what kind of ungrateful Wi-Fi vulture are you, man? Coming into my house and asking me my Wi-Fi. Complaining about it. Imagine I went to their house, they gave me some food, right? I'm so like, dude, the food's damn salty, dude, today. Dude, which mom do you use? Dude, which mom do you use? Dude?
Wow. From an 8-year-old, that's fantastic.
Yeah, she's now 10. So now she's got 200 over subscribers. That's pretty good. Right?
Yeah. So it's like better than more than mine.
Yeah, exactly. So
okay, you want to so let's go to the last point. Okay, here. Yeah. Last point, no more already? No, there's another one, right? Okay, number 5. That's a big topic.
This is a very, very big topic, right? All right, entrepreneurship and financial literacy. Right?
Okay.
So basically, it's why I put this in is maybe because of my own experience and what I see as well. So entrepreneurship actually can start at any age. You can teach your kid at a very young age about how to be an entrepreneur, right? Because as I said, when you do role play, right, with a kid, you can start talking about, if you want to buy, we can be selling food. How much is it going to cost? And how are you going to grow your business? You can ask them like that, right? Then that's going to help them to start thinking. Because kids are very smart, at a very young age already. So when you expose them to all that, that will help them to build their own entrepreneurial skills at a young age. You are really conditioning them at a young age. Because I know parents tend to like to do things for the kids, but you need to help them to learn how to do problem solving. Because when they grow up, nobody is going to fend them except themselves. So if you do everything for them, then next time when they have a problem, they don't know how to solve that issue themselves. Okay, so you need to let them learn that skill. So entrepreneurship is really all about, it's all about a lot of different things, right? Entrepreneurship is really about setting goals, about understanding, for example, the understanding of how to build something or why we want to build something, and understanding the potential of if let's say you're as a parent, you're an entrepreneur yourself, you can actually tell your kid what do you do, or even at work what do you do, because they like to know. And you'll be very, very interested that they'll be like, oh, that sounds very interesting, daddy, mommy, can you share any more? So when you tell them more of what you're doing, your business, or whether what you do at work, then it helps them to also start thinking what they want to do.
Yes.
You need to expose them at a young age. Yeah, because you might think that kids only playing, like Masa Masa or that Barbie dolls. Even Barbie dolls can do role play, right? Barbie dolls can also, you say Barbie doll, she's a businesswoman. What is she going to sell? Right? So you can change that whole concept.
Yeah,
so,
I'm thinking about Monopoly,
Yeah, that is also part of understanding, how money works.
Money.
Yeah. So I think that will be something I feel that, you should get your kids to, even as they grow older, they can even start reading certain kind of books that can help them as well. Because
Rich Dad Poor Dad, is it?
Yeah, Rich Dad Poor Dad probably a bit, maybe
older when they're older.
Think Rich Grow Rich, or
Yeah.
but that is maybe also, but maybe they're 11, 12, we can actually start reading this kind of books. Tony Robbins, and get them exposed to a lot of this. Right now, there is really a lot of coaches out there that's actually coaching young kids as well.
Videos as well.
All these things you don't learn in school. That's the thing. Entrepreneurship and a lot of things that I've mentioned may not actually you learn in school, because the teachers themselves are also trying to adjust to the new form and new ways, right? So, so the kids will have to probably learn a lot of things themselves, or learn through their interaction, or learn to what they're being exposed to, the experiences that you actually cultivate them with. So these are actually all very important things that you can help them. And financial literacy. I wish that when I was a teenager or in my early 20s, that I learned about financial literacy, because I really don't have any idea about like how I can, the importance of money, the value of money, and understanding how you can. It's not about saving money, right? It's about how you know how to grow your money, or how you can use the money for better purposes. These kind of things can also be taught at a young age.
Oh yeah, I thought about this view about investing in yourself. Yeah, because you talk, investing, we always talk about money, then make the money grow. But I think using money to learn new things is also an investment. And it's something I feel that, we should be imparting to our children as well. Yeah, and then YouTubes, sometimes I will forward motivational YouTube to my children, because they are teenagers. So I find that, like whether it's Tony Robbins, whenever you have come across great videos or short ones, because they don't have very long attention spans. I think it's as and when we feel that it's a good video to motivate them, to put them in the right direction, they'll be willing to watch actually. So I think the little steps that we do as a parent can really help them to shape their brain, their mind into the new economy. And that's why I feel whatever Katrina is said, I already concur. And I think I just add on those practical tips that we can do. We can help our children to easily, learn new things. As they have so many things on there. They're always constantly on the YouTube. I think we also have problems talking to them sometimes. So I think sending them videos, I think is a good idea. Pictures, motivational quotes. I think that good books to read. Because I remember watching this Think Rich Grow Rich. Actually, it's on video in the YouTube. They actually summarized it very well. So I did send it to my children, and I think to them it's perfect because they don't have to go through the whole book, but they get the right ideas there. So I find it's a very little small tip, but it's consciously going through the videos yourself, of course, and then seeing whether you want to send it to your children. Okay.
Exactly. I think I just want to add one more thing that I want to say about the financial literacy that I mentioned is actually also really, to help your kids to, for example, let's say nowadays, I think there are some organizations I know that already have little investors club. So there's this boy in Australia, he's only 9 or 8. He actually went to learn about investing, at a very young age already. And then he's, of course, with his parents' guidance, So to help him, but to help him to learn, understand, because when they learn all this, right, it's also understanding about how companies work. So how companies work, why is it this is a good investment, why is this not a good investment? This is all is to really to make them start to understand why people start a business, and why is it a company has to be profitable, and how a company can be profitable, and how you look at so when we study, right, we can be studying finance, but all we learn is theories, but we don't really learn the practical side of it. So that is what I see with a lot of us. We probably learn in school is really all about the theories. So how do you apply it in your daily lives? How do you apply it in the business? How do you apply it? And all these are all going to be a very, very important things that will help to build for the child. So whereby they will be well equipped.
Okay, got it. I think we have learned so much from you, and I'm so thankful that you are here with us. Okay, I have actually 2 questions. As a parent, I really want to hope that you can actually reply to us, because we do have these questions, especially. Okay, my first one is, there are some jobs that we know that are probably dying out. Okay, let's say, we have this feeling, but our children wanted to study that course. Okay, so I think the biggest fear is that, let's say that engineering, let's say we know that, engineering jobs are being retrenched a lot this year, but your children want to go into engineering, then will you need to stop them? What are we are concerned about that, whether they have, after studying 4 years, whether they have a job or not, so can you give your your expert views on this?
Okay.
Marie? Yeah.
Actually, I don't think that's going to be a huge concern, because I think what you study, it doesn't really matter. I mean, okay, let's say they study engineering, but sometimes they end up doing something totally different. So I see that a lot of my candidates, right? They could be studying engineering, and then they go into marketing, right? They study they study engineering, and then they go and become a chef. So it doesn't matter, because it's the life skills it's the journey through what they study. It's a journey that that you have to help them. It's not the outcome. You need to understand that, right? So it's the journey that they go through to help them to pick up the life skills as well. So even if they study engineering, okay, let's say there's no engineering job right now. There isn't as many, irregardless, except maybe digital marketing, maybe some of the IT. But does that mean that there's no possibility for that person to find another job? It's not true. That's why I say you can pivot in your career, right? Because engineering has a lot of other skill sets as well. I myself know a lot of engineers, and in fact, I'm thinking, wow, engineers actually a pretty good skill to have, because a lot of engineers became very successful entrepreneurs. Or a lot of them actually divert to do something totally different. So one of the guy that I'm also very into property investing, right? So he was an engineer, and then he started to build an empire of like a property portfolio, and he started teaching people. But his background is engineer. But now he's actually doing so much better than when he was in engineering. Right?
Wow. Okay.
So, yeah. So you need to understand is that that is why I said those skill sets are important, because it's to help them, because we won't know 10 years exactly what's going to happen, right? We can only predict. Yes. So maybe engineering is going to be in demand in another 10 years now. We don't know, right?
Yes.
But how they use their skills to help them to still excel, that's very important.
Okay, very, very. So my question is answered already. Okay, very good. Thank you. Okay, my second question is about what is the good advice that can give for for the recruitment, the good interview, because we need to have good interview skills before we actually land a job, right? So of course, when we are parenting, what are the what do you feel that is important? What are the things that we can impart to them, so that they have the kind of confidence, the kind of, like you say, how to sell yourself. Is it can be done like when they are like 7 to 12 years old?
In Singapore, I'm sure you have they go for interviews as well, right? When they're going to primary school, they go for interviews, okay? In Hong Kong,
no, don't have.
Okay. Hong Kong, the kids have to go for interviews, okay?
So small.
Kindergarten, they have to go for interview. Primary school, they have to go for interview.
Okay, so I asked the right person, because I'm sure that your child is being interviewed, right?
No, but I see that with a lot of my friends who are going for the local schools, right? They all have to go for interviews as well. And And I think when you go nowadays, even sometimes you go into university, you also have to go for interview, right? Yeah,
A
so
scholarship,
you
I
get the
think.
spot as well.
Yeah.
So what you need to know when it comes to interviewing, right, is that when I say about the art of selling. So you must really know how to be very confident with yourself. So it's very important that firstly you have to be very well prepared. When you go for,
Prepared. Okay.
yeah. Maybe this can be good for parents if they're going for interviews as well, right? You need to be very well prepared. And you definitely, for the kids to learn at a young age, is to sometimes it's also, as I said, role play, or you get them to join dramas, or
Express
if they're
themselves.
not talking, you can even get them to join Toastmasters, or there are a lot of there's
Public
actually a lot of
speaking
this kind of
skills.
institutions or courses that can help the child to build their confidence.
Okay, that's very good tips. That means like those dramas, clubs, or dancing. You know, I think it's like expressing themselves. So
interviewing is actually like acting. You know that?
Okay. You're not that good, but you have to prove that you're good, is it?
Yeah, because you're going to project yourself, right? So you got to be
your best.
Come across too many different candidates already. So you will see that those people who are, but I'm not saying that you have to be cocky, right? You have to be very confident. You have to be, your tonality is also very important. How you present yourself, how you talk, eye contact. So when those kids are learned from there, they go into drama, or they go into where they are involved in group activities, where they do sometimes they have to maybe go out on stage and talk.
Okay.
So all good practice for
the
them.
MCs, being MCs, let's say.
Yeah, being MCs, anything that allow them the exposure to be on stage, allow them the exposure to even like lead a group. It's always good, to let them to lead a group as well.
The leader.
Maybe organize something, and then they are the leader. So all this will always help them.
It will boost their confidence, right? Like if they are able to give instructions well to the other students, to prove themselves as a leader. Yeah, that's why I say, yeah, it's very good points that you have raised. That although we may feel they are just, as parents, actually when they are small already, we can actually increase their confidence level, and instead of like selecting what kind of enrichment courses, maybe we can choose courses that are really helping them to express themselves. So I think that's a really good point that I'm just thinking how we can put it across, because in Singapore, I think that we love to help our children to go for enrichment classes so that they can up their skills.
But please make sure that when you want to do that, it's good to also discuss with your kid as well before you make sure that they will like to do that. If they don't want it, you ask them why, and maybe encourage them to maybe go and try out first. See if they don't like it, then don't push them, because when you push them, they don't like it. It actually has a reverse effect as well.
Yes, I know. Because my son actually I never asked him about enrichment classes, and then I think he really didn't like it, and then he didn't do the homework. So I can understand. Yeah. So I think it's like making him responsible, like asking him, let's enroll you to a course, but you need to do the homework. I mean, this is just like you say, giving them the go ahead lah, so they will be able to do their best. That's important.
Yeah. So because if they don't like it, you can always try. Remember what I said about flexibility and adaptability, right? Then you can try another approach, try something different. There's always a lot of different ways for them to build confidence. Doesn't only have to be drama. There's so many different ways.
So we as parents have to be creative as well to find solutions, right?
Yeah, maybe you ask them what they like, because when they like something, they have the passion for it. They will want to excel as well, because the interest is there. They can do anything. They can even be playing guitar or piano or whatever they like, or instrument. They will go on stage or they could perform. That is also building confidence, right?
That's right, correct. I think it's even like at home when you encourage them to speak out, to give their views, maybe give suggestion for the next trip or next outing, is giving them a chance to speak out their ideas, to sell the ideas to you. I mean, just come to my mind about that. A very simple thing like, the next week, where we're going to go and why you want to choose the place. To a small kid, it could just help them to speak up, and then think of reasons and, enjoy the process. So I think they would like to speak up more with their friends as well, especially when you're worried your child is so quiet. I think that's a lot of parents, they are worried, my child is so quiet, no matter what I do, I cannot let them to speak up, So I think that's really creativity, we really need whatever skills that you tell us, I think also applies to ourselves. I think that's important as well. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much today for the wonderful tips.
Welcome. I hope it's helpful, the 5 tips.
Yes. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and then it applies to myself as well, and also to real parents out there who actually wants to help their child to do a little bit better, more equipped in the future world as well. Yeah, Katrina, thank you so much for your time, and thank you so much. Good night, everyone.
Welcome.
Good night. Bye-bye.